From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicky Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training Podcast. I'm going to be one of the hosts for this episode. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicky.
You are. Miss Vicky, we've got guests. We've got a lot of guests. They just keep coming.
Yeah.
We have one returning guest multiple times. We have another returning guest. I think it's multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very well. And then we've got two new ones and one who may pop in. Laying the foundation for this team. They are a new racing team. They have a team name TBD. Very new. They have car known. Not sure how it's doing so far. We'll find out through this. But we have returning guest and rally partner of Miss Vicky. Audra's back. Welcome, Audra.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
That's right. And we have one of the first people I went on a hyperdrive with, who I made fun of for not getting out there and racing on her own and going to an HBD. But she's been on, I think this is her third time. I don't know. I can't get back. Miss Lisa, how are you doing?
Lisa
I'm
Burke.
great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Doing great.
We have the first of the Aubins. Perhaps there will be more. We don't know. According to the screen, his last name's iPad, but we're going with Aubin. And his first name is Bill. Welcome. How you doing? And we have Max Mayo. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Excellent. All right, very well. Ladies, gentlemen, we have a team to get into, but before that, we wanted to get to know everybody. We know Audra. Audra had the Shifting Points podcast for quite a long time. She's been on a bunch of times. She's put up with us at the track before. Lisa's put up with us in the track before. So let's talk to our two new buddies here, Bill and Max. So can you tell us a little bit about yourselves? Because everybody's dying to know.
How about Bill start?
Okay.
Well, I was born very young. Oh, the other thing. Sorry.
So I'm actually newly retired and trying to get through not going to work anymore. So I've got to come up with some new hobbies, and this is one of them. I've been autocrossing for probably 12 to 15 years. I lost track. And I've never been on the track except for parade laps.
Oh.
So, brand new experience.
Oh, boy.
We so need to change that. Okay. Max, how about you?
Well, I grew up around cars, and I'm a mechanic now. I started doing autocross last season, and really started to do that a lot, and having a lot of fun doing that. And then did one track day, and like official track day, and just trying to branch out, I guess, and do more car related things that isn't just working on them all the time.
Very well. Well, welcome to the fun. Miss Lisa, you've done several HBDs with us. You haven't taken the full HBD experience yet, but we're going to drag you out there sooner or later. You've taken some amazing pictures for us, by the way. So just in case people didn't hear you on your first couple times on.
Sure. So yeah, I actually did end up doing one HPDE last year at Thompson in Connecticut, but I've done, a few trips out with Audra when she's driven with you guys, and done the hyperdrive at lunch, it's just easy and fun. So I appreciate the coaching on those. And I've also been autocrossing. I think this is my 5th or 6th this season. And now this year, I finally have my own car that I can take to the track. So I will be out there more often.
Yay. This is exciting.
Yes.
Miss Audra, you've put up with us at multiple track events. You even put up with Vicky for 3 or 4 days straight as a surprise performance. But just in case
It's been a
people,
pleasure every time.
well, that's only because Vicky's there, not because I'm there. But just in case they missed your earlier episodes, and you know, why would you? They're all free. Could you talk a
So
little
yeah,
bit?
I've been autocrossing for at least 15 years. No, wait a minute, 17 years. I've done did some track events with Evolve, done some other ones. And for whatever reason, you let me come out to do a lemons with you, and then you let me come a second time.
And you were a natural.
I don't know about that. That's very kind, but I was definitely hooked. So that led to a natural progression, I guess, of linking up with everyone else and starting a team.
Hmm.
Exactly. So, are you going to be putting a cookie on top of your car, Miss Audra, or are you going to avoid that?
I was trying to talk them into skis the other day, but I don't know if anybody's on board with me yet.
So well, I know Lisa is, I know Audra is, but Bill and Max, are you guys familiar with the lemons itself? It's shtick, basically.
Yeah, just from getting into it with everyone here, not really knowing about it. I mean, I heard of it. I don't know when. I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, and never really looked into it much until more recent.
How about you, Bill?
Yeah, although I came out to watch Audra race last year. Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
It's
you've
You're gonna
wanted
do this
to ever
yourself?
since.
Yeah.
what's that?
Yeah. I'm just kind of waiting. I keep bugging Audra. When are we having a team?
Well, this is awesome. So, Bill, you said you've been autocrossing also?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How long again?
I lost track.
Okay.
2010 maybe.
Okay.
2000. Yeah. Progression of cars.
All right. That sounds good.
So let's pretend that we have a podcast that people listen to. That's kind of a reach, but we're going to go with that as the premise. Do you guys have any like goals, dreams, bucket lists that you want to do that are somewhat car related? Yeah, let's skip to the end. Let's finish the story. We're looking back and we said, you know what was awesome? I did this. What do you think, Max? You got one yet?
Well, lemons is one of them. I want to race. I want to drive on track more and that kind of thing. And this, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's tons of fun. What about you, Miss Lisa? I don't remember your answer for this one. I think we badgered you with this one already.
I don't remember my answer at the time either. I have a very silly bucket list item, which was to have a purple car, and I finally do. So
Yay!
cross that off, as cheesy as it is. And now I can go play with you guys in a much more safe car.
That's good because your car had a little bit of performance there, so it's not the best thing to start with sometimes. What about you, Bill? You're newly retired. You've got nothing but goals and dreams now.
Yeah. I guess my goal and dream is to figure out my goals and dreams.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
Sitting around not getting much accomplished for the last half a year. So I'm working on it.
So I have questions.
Miss Audra didn't get to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was just going to prompt Bill that, it's a slippery slope, Bill. That's what happened to me.
I know.
Yeah, I can feel it.
I met Garage Heroes in training, and it's been all uphill from here.
It's been a hill. You determined the direction, whether it was up or down.
So, I guess Audra, did you contact us or did we contact you guys originally?
Bill actually found us.
Okay.
I listened
All
to
right.
the podcast. It was going so well.
We couldn't believe that somebody that we didn't actually know listened. It was amazing in
It's
so
amazing
many different
when
ways.
When the first person you're not related to listens, it's amazing.
Right?
So, anyway, this why don't we just move on to the team and this car, and you basically after
But it had to get
lemons.
started.
Yeah. Well, besides that, I mean, we okay. So we already know because Audra's been on a couple times that that Audra is an accomplished autocrosser, and we had brought Audra into our team, and now Audra is starting her own team.
Well, it's not
So
my team. I'm not the captain here. Max is definitely the captain. Bill is like one of the biggest initiators of this. And I think the three of them, Lisa, Bill, and Max, had a lot of after autocross bar conversations that
okay,
really got into this.
okay, and you guys are up for this challenge, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now we already know that Max is thank God that a mechanic, because mechanics on a race team are one of the more difficult things to find when you're putting a team together.
Maybe
So
we shouldn't tell anybody so nobody tries to steal them.
yeah, well,
Can you edit that part out?
Yeah, not a problem.
Keep it a
so
secret.
what other roles do you think are going to be filled in here? Is everybody starting to fit into something?
Do you guys have kind of positions that you're like, I'm pretty good at this, identified yet?
I was calling myself the coordinator of chaos at the beginning because I was
Nice.
trying
Okay.
to make sure we all got together and did our meetings. But you know, we have some weeks are better than others. But once it comes to race weekend, I hope I can be the coordinator of chaos.
Okay. So are you pretty much going to be the coordinator in
Race week now?
yeah, are you pretty much going to kind of shuffle the weekend around?
That I'm not sure about because I don't know what to shuffle. So
Okay.
we'll see as I go. But I've been pretty good so far at making sure that Audra and Miss Elizabeth were able to get to all of their classrooms and everything on time.
Okay.
The
That's
schedule,
good.
this is where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Herding
So-
cats. Well,
Mm-hmm.
if you need any cat herding advice or checklists, I know a guy.
Yeah. And I mean, just moving forward, I know Audra has been part of us a couple times, but if you guys need assistance with that and you guys want to discuss, then we can certainly sit in with one of your meetings to help you guys get started and what you guys need to do and know. And of course, when you guys start Lemons, you guys will be hopefully, if you guys want, buddying up with us, and we'll kind of shuffle you guys around and ambassador for you guys.
That would be awesome. Thank you. I have a label maker. So I
Nice.
think my role is just going to be to follow Max around and go, what's this? And make a label.
So tell us about the car.
It's a 1991 BMW 535i that was previously raced in Lemons in seasons from, I don't know, 2012 to 14 maybe, or 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been sort of, just sort of cast aside for I don't know how many years, 6+ years probably. And now we have it, and we've inherited all of their problems. And mostly one of the biggest problems with the car has been just like rust, holes in the floor, like where your feet go.
Oh,
and
okay.
in the firewall. So that's pretty much all set now, which is good. But that was kind of we knew they were holes, but we didn't know they were quite as many as they're actually turned out to be. So
you didn't quite know that you can kind of move them over a fishing hole, right? And just fish out of the bottom of them.
Right, yeah. It was like ice fishing through a metal car. And I don't know. And there were some things with the cage that like the spreader plates were pretty tiny, so they weren't like the minimum, whatever it is, 24 square inches.
Mm-hmm.
So that had to be modified. And we got like a couple of like parts motors with it, and a trunk full of parts. Just everything is like partially disassembled, and it's getting there though.
Are you very familiar with the BMW?
Yeah.
In general? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with all the local auto parts stores near the track?
No.
Okay, because it won't help you with that car. I just wanted to know if you knew where they were.
Well, I mean, I think one thing we could try to do is we could try to bring a lot of parts with us.
That's a
because
good plan.
we have a surplus, or not maybe not be a surplus, but we have a lot of parts. It might just be just enough.
Maybe that's the goal. If you don't bring it, you're not going to find it. You might find windshield wiper fluid. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, certain cars are probably easier to find things that other car things can fit on it. Like certain radiator hoses or something like that. Certain cars can share a little bit easier, but some cars are kind of, more specific, and this might be one of them in some ways.
Yes. Wow.
So what about the engine itself? How was the engine when you received it?
Seized.
Oh,
that's less than good.
And yeah, seized and partially taken apart. And then there was another motor that they, that was part of the sale that was similar, but maybe better a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have, or had I still have a 92 535. So same car, just 1 year newer, with a running engine in it. So we're going to use that engine as our engine number one.
So good.
Is this engine considered an E30, or this car an E30?
No, E30 is 3 series. This is 5 series. So this chassis is a E34.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's basically the same generation type thing. It's just the bigger body.
It's like Race Bar's car.
The next size.
Oh, okay.
So we have people that may be able to help. Max, what kind of cars are you a mechanic for? Like a particular mark of car, or generally?
It's an independent European shop. So it's mostly German cars, lots of BMWs, Mercedes.
So you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
So my logical question is why?
Why what?
Why? When I think endurance racing, and I think, low dollar, easy button, I think 40-year-old BMW 5 Series.
Right. Yeah, me too.
But he has experience.
Did somebody not have a 944 for you to bash your head against, or
yeah,
something
I mean, 928 would have been the easy option, but we wanted to do something a little more challenging.
Well, mission accomplished, sir.
We're going to have to buddy you up to see if we can find a similar car.
We have at least one.
Yeah, that another
dial.
team. Yeah, another team that at the races where you guys can like, oh yeah, you got a part. Oh yeah, you got a part. So
yeah.
The fortunate thing about going to these races is that if something goes wrong with your car, you'll probably have about 9 people jump in the car with you, just try to solve the problem. So that's a bonus.
Yeah.
You're never really truly alone in trying to solve a car problem.
When you absolutely 100% know it's not the ground that's your problem, it's still the ground. Just the way it works. All right. So this is it. This is the car. We're not talking you out of this. We're not having an intervention here. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing.
Well, this is the car now. I mean, it's not necessarily the last car.
Okay, very well.
But it's going to be good for its purpose of getting us into it.
Okay. I love it. I love the idea.
It's the quick. I see it as the quickest way for us to do this now.
Mm-hmm.
And then if
what else were you looking at that this was the upgrade?
I don't know. I guess there was a Honda that was talked about at one point, but I found this one for sale, and it had a cage in it, and it was like, and I have a motor. Oh, here we go.
No worries. Okay. So how close is the car to running and driving and ready to hit the street or the track?
So it's like basically fully disassembled, basically as far as you could possibly be right now. So we're at the point where things are actually starting to go back on.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good.
Well, he had me register for June, so we're registered for June.
Oh, you're doing Jersey?
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Jersey lemons is probably one of the craziest lemons that you'll go to.
That was
Nice.
our first race.
Yeah. You know what? Beyond the racing itself, it's nuts. It's
is.
fun. Have you guys, which I don't want you guys to divulge whatsoever. But have you guys thought about theming? If you guys are theming this year, or are you just working on just trying to get the car done?
That's where the skis came in.
Okay.
But we're still debating a
Okay.
theme.
Okay.
That sounds
There's-
awesome.
There's an option to not theme.
No, no,
It's not a
Bill.
good option.
There's no option to not theme.
It's
Now
not a
listen,
good
the
option.
thing is that depending on your theme, you can win a good chunk of money. There is that.
Yeah, that's going to take a little bit.
Does
Okay.
anyone have skis on the team? I don't have any skis.
I don't have any skis.
Yep. I know where I can get some and a snowboard.
Oh, I have a
Ooh.
snowboard.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so I feel like this is an intervention one. What can we do to help you?
We need an intervention.
You do. It sounds like it. You guys. Is the picture that you just sent, Audra, is that relatively recent?
I think that's so we took off a lot of the graphics on the car.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
there's still no engine in it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that represents, well, no, actually, because Max cut holes in the top of the car to extend the roll cage because Max and Bill are too tall
Uh,
for what's currently
Oh.
in there.
Okay.
so you
So
have
other
like
than
a
that, I
El
think
Jefe
it's
roll cage?
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
So we know we have to tell you how to fix the holes in your roof so they don't leak water. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
So do
Yeah,
you
what-
have seats that go up as you move them forward and down as you move them back, like on like a wedge shape thing?
Uh-huh.
Did you guys do that?
Yes.
How did you do it?
At first, poorly, and then we got better at it.
So you can, because obviously, how tall is your tallest person?
Like 6'3", 2,
Wow.
3-ish.
Okay. And we already know how small your smallest person is and the only reason I say that, and not disparagingly whatsoever, is that we basically had the same issue with our car. And even when we had to flip Audra into our car, we had to make accommodations for that. And you have to be careful about your seat to make accommodations for that, to make sure that when you guys do fit in, that your smallest person is able to fit decently in the seat. Because in our instance, when we did that, Jennifer ended up getting in a crash and she broke 2 rib bones. She
Oh
broke
boy.
2 ribs, yes, because she wasn't fully in her seat. So there are ways of doing that.
We
But we
have
could
a
help.
seat insert.
Yeah, we could help you with that if you guys need that,
What
to
kind of
tell
seat
you
are
what you guys need to do.
What kind of seat are you guys using?
OMP is the seat.
Okay.
Do you know which one?
Lisa knows.
I will look it up.
Okay.
But we have, we had it all mounted up one day. We were messing around with it and with the sliders and everything. And, but I was wondering more about like sliding back and forth, like on a ramp, because that seems like that would be useful.
It would be.
You know what I mean, like having it like pitched back, sort of.
You can probably build it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why I was just wondering if you
Yeah.
do that sort of thing specifically.
That
Yeah,
might have
it's-
to be something with creating a platform, maybe, or
Right. Yeah.
It's not terrible. I can send you some pictures of how we've done it, and I'll get some pictures from another team
Okay.
on how they do it.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. Because I mean, I'm picturing sort of like a elongated doorstop type thing on each side.
that's kind of ingenious, actually, for Audra. Yeah, for especially what's that?
Nothing. No, I'm just the easiest way to do it is probably to use 1-inch square steel in the
Yeah.
front, and you might go 1 or 2 tall, depends on how much ramp you need,
Yeah.
and that'll get you the slope.
Then it's usually working with the seats is usually one of the trickiest parts of working in the cab is that freaking slider. We
I
hate
think-
sliders. We hate working with sliders. Our whole team hates working with sliders.
I don't
Uh,
hate it. My hand's too big, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah,
all
that's
weird stuff.
true.
I think it took us the better part of the day to get the seat right for Audra when you came up the one time to the hangar. By the way, your skid marks on the runway are still there, just in case.
Oops.
It's a fun day.
It was a fun day.
It was.
So
So I found the seat information. It's
Okay.
an OMP HTER XL.
XL. Okay, so it's AT or X. Okay. We have that seat. That's the one we use all the time. Miss Audrey, you're going to need a seat insert, and I know a guy who's got some sitting in his basement right now.
mm-hmm.
So all you
Really?
need to do,
Maybe you can introduce me. The
all
seat-
you need
So
to
with the
do,
seat insert though, won't the seat insert bump me up enough that we won't have to worry about the ramping? Because
Not
right now
if-
the seat, when I sit in it, like the holes for the harness come out above my head.
yes, that's a problem.
She also might be able to fit in Jennifer's seat insert.
We'll make her one.
Hmm?
We need to make her one.
So basically what it is, okay, is it's almost like mesh beading and glue. And it fits into a bag, you sit into the seat, it makes a butt imprint of you, basically, that is rise
body. And
body, yes. So it will literally be an insert that you will carry and throw it in that is form fit to you. And it's like a
There are
kit.
so many jokes for this.
I know,
can't
there
even-
really is.
You have no idea.
Yes, there's very much. And like, Jennifer, I got your butt here. You know. So anyway, that's going to be a process to do though, however, because we would have to catch up with her to do that or send it up to her.
Or she could come down here again. That's always fun.
Well,
Well,
So
we
how
could
much
throw
height
the
does-
car on a trailer and take a ride down.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, we'll throw it up on the lift if you need it.
You're probably not going to get, if from Audra's hand gestures, you're probably not going to get all of that. So you're still going to need the seat to incline, but you can probably get 2-3 inches.
Mm-hmm.
from the insert?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is significant. I mean, you know, it's going to be tough. You're going to need your tallest person, because that's a pretty big span. You're talking like over a foot. You're going to need your tallest, longest leg person to be a little uncomfortable at the farthest back to be able to cover everybody. I think that's one of the difficulties. We've had that difficulty because Liam and Brad are our two tallest drivers, and it was let's see, at the time I think Vicky was the smallest, Vicky or Jen, and they were like 5'7", and they were talking about 6'3" to 5'7", and that was tough without an insert. That was about the limit. So you're probably going to need an insert.
I guess if we get it and make it sooner than later, that would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Yes.
group activity too, right? Because
Yeah.
you've got to pour it, you've got to sit in it.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
have to wait until it hardens to a point when you can get out of it. So you might as well just put a movie on.
Or we'll sit there and make fun of you the entire time. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. It's
There
good.
is that. So so anyway, are you guys at a point where you know what you know or you don't know what you don't know?
About what?
Setting up
supposed
the
to answer
car. Well, yeah. Well, basically, do you guys know what you need
Safety wise.
safety wise, in the car wise, basic equipment that you need to have for your car to get to the track? Have you guys been aware of that yet?
Yeah.
I think safety wise, we've had a lot of conversations about and a lot of planning on safety stuff.
Okay.
So you got your harness, you got your fire suppression system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that already in the car?
No.
Okay. Do you guys need help with that?
I don't know. Maybe, but not yet.
Okay.
So the
Because-
next thing that probably needs to happen before that, at least, is the extra cage bars need to be added.
Mm-hmm.
Once those are welded, then 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 it's okay to start putting stuff in it, because you don't want anything in there with all the junk flying around.
Mhm.
Who's doing that for you?
I'm gonna do that.
You're welding it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo! That's
a-
good to have on your team, Audra.
You have the pipe and the cutter and everything?
Yeah.
Bender?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've welded, like in the past, I've just welded like, I don't know, like, art out of like old car parts, stuff like that. Nothing really that needed to be actually done for anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So then, from welding these floors and stuff, I was able to get better at welding and stuff like that. So then I started, and I realized about this thing with the cage, and so I got some tube, and I've been practicing welding the tubes and notching them and stuff like that. And I got a bender and immediately shattered it, so then I returned it and got something better.
Mhm.
So it'll work.
Okay.
I think
You got-
that's kind of where we're at, is like the order of operations, right? Figuring out what goes back together in one order and
Hmm.
when it all happens. It feels like that's kind of where we're at right now.
Mhm. So what do
Well-
you have left to do?
Well, okay, so the cage extension pieces, and then the entire interior and all the safety equipment, the motor, transmission,
Suspension?
basically everything.
Why are you on a podcast? You guys have stuff to do. Go to the garage.
Gotta take a break sometime.
I guess. Doesn't sound like you have time, though. That's a lot to do, guys.
A lot's been done though already.
Right now, you're in the assembly thing, right? You're in the assembly point. Because
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, assembly of an engine, literally, if it hasn't been broke up the way it had been broken up, 4 days, 4 full days in order to put an engine together. And I mean, as long as you have everything that you need. Our thing, it took so long because we were just missing parts. But if you have everything that you need and you just the assembly part goes pretty quickly. But I think it's some of the side stuff that, making sure that you have what you have
This
that
takes
you
time.
need. Right.
Hmm.
Which is no big deal. And Audra, honestly, if you're at a point, I can drive up if you need any help with anything when it comes to, whether it's safety equipment or the safety points or anything like that.
You could do the seat, too.
Yeah. But, if there's anything that you guys need or even help with theming or something like that, but I'm just putting it out there.
Thank you. I think Max, you have an idea in your head of
Mhm.
what steps we are in and what you think we might need help with, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the actual car stuff, like the factory car stuff, is easy, and the safety stuff is more difficult.
Mhm.
And I guess getting the actual thing back together and then drivable under, like in a parking lot or whatever, before
Mhm.
putting, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that the seat and the harness, that sort of stuff, I think that'll be harder than it. I think that'll be difficult.
So I tell you what,
But I
Audra,
don't think it's going to be that like impossible. But
no, it won't be. But if you want to speed it on, once you get the engine in and you get the box done, Audra, if you want me to come up, like again, I will go ahead and I'll throw your fire suppression in, because it honestly, it takes little to no time for me to do that. And I can go ahead and teach you how to properly put in your harnesses.
You can
And
bring
I
the
don't know
rings.
if you,
You can bring the
what's
rings,
that?
too. You can bring the rings up, too.
Yeah, there's rings that we have. So, I mean, we can, I can at least help you and instruct you on doing that. Or, I mean, we can do the harnesses when you show up at the race, but I can
I think
also,
we want to do a lot of practicing before then,
Okay.
getting in and out,
Yeah.
getting out quickly. Some
Yeah.
of us are, a little concerned that
You know
we're,
what you should-
too
what you should
creaky
do?
to get out of the car fast enough.
what's that?
You're going to get into the car. You don't have to have your race suit, but that would be nice. I want you to get in the car, helmet, Hans, strapped in, paper towel stuffed inside your helmet so you can't see. And then you
We've
gotta
talked
get out.
about doing that.
And then you got to get out.
And I'm really concerned because, you know, the first time you let me race with you, we got heckled when we were doing driver change. And we really want to try to avoid that this time. I mean, that was great. They were offering us jobs and everything, but
you weren't heckled. It's just they felt so sad for you guys because you were there for so long.
when they start offering new jobs, you're being heckled.
They love you. They loved you guys.
It was fun. We had a good time.
So anyway, I can help you with that part. So if you need it, just let me know.
My biggest concern is we're looking at late March. Are you guys going to practice? Are you going to get the car out on track for shakedown?
If we can, yeah. I mean, at least try to get it up to Devon for autocross if we can. To try to beat it up and see what happens in an autocross setting, which isn't exactly the same, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're behind, but you're not ahead.
It's okay.
It's a lot of little details.
We have a little bit of a backup too. If we absolutely need to, we do have a backup car that we could possibly use. So we won't be completely out of it. But I mean, it's not a Lemon's car per se, but it'll do the job.
Okay. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying that it's a lot.
We have faith in Max. He can do all of it.
Yeah, no, it'll work.
Nights and weekends, Max. You're on.
All right,
we'll send pizza.
I'm gonna send a sympathy card to Max. I'm gonna send a lot of Excel sheets to Lisa, and I'm gonna send a sympathy card to Max.
He likes ice cream cake too. So
ice cream cake. All right.
Yeah.
Very well.
So Bill.
Yes.
Wrong Bill.
Yes.
So as it goes with the team, what role do you think you might be stepping into?
I have
what are your strong points? How about that? Because I can basically tell you the main areas that are most helpful on a team, and you can break them down into fours. You definitely have your mechanic. You definitely have your person that is your processes person that kind of keeps track of whether it's parts or information or keeping track of HPDEs, what races are happening and that kind of form of it.
Like then you have manager role.
Right. It's almost like a team manager role. Then you have a person who is the paddock person, and that is the person that basically runs the camp. And that usually requires making sure that, there's arrangements for sleeping, whether you need to rent a trailer, how everybody's going to camp, what food is going to be served, and basically making sure sustenance is there for your team. Then you have the garage person. We refer to them as the sous chef and the runner. And the runner is the person when things start going south, they're the parts runner, and they're the people that are in between. They hop in the car, they assist the mechanic, and their basic job is to make sure that the garage is organized enough for the mechanic to operate. In between that is managing the team to make sure that person gets into the cars on time. So those are basically the four biggest roles. Where do you think you might fit into that?
Not sure. I think I'm ready to sort of step in wherever needed. Have a focused role. But I started to push people on, getting lists together and things like that because we laxed about knowing what was going on. So we now have all the parts in a big list, and we kind of have an idea of what we're spending and things like that.
Don't do that last one.
Oh, yeah, I've got some totals that are pretty bad.
Yeah. That's not good. That's a depressing job. You don't want to do that.
So trying to figure out what's safety and what's not part of the car's cost. That's probably the trickiest part for us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Like, what do you think? What are you thinking? We can help.
So it feels like mostly the drivetrain, the engine down to the axles and such are the things that cost money, and most of the other stuff seems to be more disposable and more related to safety. You got to have good brakes and things like that.
Yeah, we
Brakes
call them
count.
the consumables. The stuff that just kind of goes south after, the things that go stop whirring.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're trying to get that all kind of straightened out. But yeah, Max has been buying lots of parts, but not clear we need all the parts yet. But
you know what makes the dollar signs not matter? A really good theme.
yeah, exactly.
Good theme and good brides, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have the post-podcast discussion about that. So that's fine. Okay.
Captain's log supplemental.
Miss Vicky.
Yes, sir.
You know what?
What?
I've been thinking about this Sentinel system.
Yeah. Tell me about the Sentinel system.
So what I was thinking was we have the one car that's got the aim dash that's slowing us down. Because installing the aim dash it probably is easy, but it's quite hard the first time. And we haven't figured that out yet. The Sentinel system is really easy to set up. So what I was thinking was, why don't we put it in the Lemons car? And we'll worry about the aim data information separately. And we'll kind of break it down into a project. Because then we'd have the motorsports video system that we really, really want, and we'd be able to stream it. We just won't have the data inside, but we have the data outside, so we can combine them later. But I think that's a really good solution.
So what does this Sentinel system do?
Well, if it had the aim data, it would have all the data on the screen, and you could see all their telemetry and everything live. But we'd be able to not only record it for viewing after the race, but we could actually watch our car during the race.
Ooh, like on the monitor and everything?
On a monitor, if you were at home and I was at a track, or if you were at the track and I was at home, depends on who gets the short straw, but we'd be able to watch each other.
It's something I've always wanted to do.
And you know what? If you're driving, you know what you can do on the Sentinel system?
What's that?
You can communicate to me with your hands, and I can't do a thing about it.
Even better.
So, if you need to give a wave or a Jersey wave, whatever you need, we could save it and see it on the screen. And then you can have up to 3 different cameras, and it'll have picture in picture. You'll have the basic main shot out the front window, and then 2 cameras where you put them wherever you want. One could be on the driver, or one could be on the rear view. It's kind of cool.
Then we can upload it onto YouTube.
We could bore millions of people on YouTube.
I love it.
All right. Very well. You know what the only downside I see about this?
What?
Your mom and my mom are going to be panic stricken the entire weekend watching this thing to see if everything's going well.
This is true.
We probably shouldn't tell them.
I like the idea of having a Sentinel.
Well, luckily we have maybe 2. Depends on how things go. We're going to try. All right. That sounds like a plan. That's the project. We got to get that ready for the next race.
Sounds great.
All right. Very well. Thank you, ma'am.
Let's think about this first race. What are the goals for the team for the first race?
To actually make it there
Good plan. With a car?
with a car.
Survive at least a lap.
Yeah, get around the test. Yep.
Past tech would be good.
To come back with the car.
You're getting
Even
very
better.
advanced now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back with every person.
That's
That's a
sometimes
guarantee.
I think it would be great if everyone could drive the car at least once.
Okay, that's awesome.
I mean, if the car could finish that, just complete the weekend, that would be amazing.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we weren't delusional in thinking we were going for class victory or overall victory on your first go.
Oh no, we discussed the Bill Fisher theory of drivers.
Okay, very good.
Oh yeah.
I was working my way
It's a
there.
great theory.
Yes,
Yep.
it works. It works when you're
applies.
starting
Yeah.
out. It really does.
Actually,
It
it's
takes a lot
more
of
a
pressure off.
philosophy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very appropriate for like 80% of the teams that are in the race. It's 100% accurate.
I think
Yes.
it works for us. It's great.
Okay. All right. Very well.
The nice thing about it when you get there, and my philosophy has been, damn it, I paid to be here too. So
not when you first started, it wasn't.
No, but it is now. And basically there is no judging on anything, because this is where you start. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be in the race, very, very similar position that you are. So
yeah, it's made for first time drivers. So you'll be fine.
I think we have overall reasonable expectations.
Okay.
Good.
As far as, the first race goes.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions related to the car that we might be able to help you
with? The steering wheel position and seat position seem to be the biggest unknown.
Okay.
Because we have a removable steering wheel, and that's adding a couple inches or more. And getting that to work with the different size people looks like it's going to be tricky.
It should feel closer than your street car, for sure.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be jammed up too much. Like think of it as your elbow when you're holding the steering wheel should, with your shoulder comfortably against the seat, you should be around 90 degrees.
Okay.
You don't want to be stretched out like most people drive on the highway.
Yeah, so. But the geometry of moving the seat back and forth, it feels like Audra might have the seat like almost touching the steering wheel, almost touching her, because it's being extended by the quick release.
They make different.
Do you need the quick release? At this
get in and out quicker.
Yeah.
Was the one thing behind that.
Right. Now just keep in mind too, just for now, is that yes, getting in quickly is one thing, but also keep in mind too that you guys are all very beginner at this. So right now your focus should actually be learning how to race side by side with people. Yeah. So if your steering wheel is a hindrance and your problem is, your concern is worried about getting quickly in and out, that might not be your focus that you need to focus on right now.
Just yet.
So I think if the steering wheel is, I don't know, it might make it almost like not impossible, but like very difficult to even get in or out for some of us. Myself included, if the thing's fixed, but we don't really know. So the column is not adjustable the way it is, right?
Tilt wise.
Right.
Any way, it's not adjustable in any direction.
Okay.
Forward, back, up, down. So the seat will move, but the steering wheel won't. And the hub, on the wheel that the quick release goes onto extends it. So we're just gonna have to see once we have the seat in there with that wheel what it's like. But it seems like it might be sort of strange, but maybe it won't be. I don't know. Does your steering wheel have a deep dish to it, or is it flat? I think it's pretty flat. It might have. Is it totally flat? I forget.
Pretty much.
It's pretty flat, yeah.
Okay, because that's one thing you can play with is the dish of the wheel, and the other thing is the quick release system. Some of them are quite tall, and some of them are quite short. Okay. So it all depends. Eventually, you run into a limit, though, obviously.
Now, I know you guys have the quick release on it. Do the quick releases come in different thicknesses? Are some deeper and then some more shallow?
Huh? Yes. That's what Bill said.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I was lost I was thinking and that whole thing through. I apologize on that.
That's okay. More edit. It's fine.
That's fine. I was just thinking as he was talking, I'm like, well, maybe that might be something. I'm sorry. Okay. My bad.
There you go, thinking again during a podcast.
I know. I'm sorry. I know.
We don't do that stuff. Okay.
But I guess we'll see if that's really a problem. But at the moment, it seems like something that might be a problem.
Okay.
But we're we'll figure it out. We'll know if it's a problem, when we're further along, which hopefully will be
Yeah.
Sooner
Mhm.
the better.
Do you guys have the seat able to be mocked up just yet, or is it kind of not?
Yeah, we
ready?
had it in and out a couple times. It's not in now, but
Okay.
That's how we figured out that the roll cage wasn't tall enough.
That's a problem. So how are you going to address that? You've already done that, or you still need to do that?
They put it through the roof.
I know. Is it done though?
no.
It's to be put through the roof.
Yeah, there's holes there, and so it's basically gonna look like the roof rails on like a station wagon.
We have a truck that runs that way.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Why don't you send a couple pictures after we're done, and we'll go through it. We'll see what it looks like, and maybe there's some other options we can do that. And that'll be fine.
And he could actually talk to Pagel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
You
Okay.
have?
Yeah, he said that was okay, and said, I mean, it'll be fine if we do it the way that we said.
Okay.
Yeah, he is the person who will be the biggest voice on whether or not
If you can get through Pagel, you can get through anybody. He's the strictest person
Okay.
when it comes to safety.
Yeah, I've been emailing with him a bunch about stuff like this, and he seems pretty good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he is. He is. Just don't disagree, because you'll lose.
So, how about
Any safety questions?
How about seat back brace?
How old's your seat?
How old?
Uh-huh.
It's new, brand new. I think the newest year. I think.
Okay.
okay?
You're probably okay without it. It's a good idea to have it and make sure it's adjustable, especially if you're going to have the seat on sliders. You're going to be sliding it a good amount, so you
Yeah.
can have it go forward. That would be great.
Yeah, because then if we end up like the seat ends up, what is it, more than 6 inches from the harness bar, then there's got to be something else there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just don't make it so that it's a harpoon for the
A
driver.
spear? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's not the best plan. We like big pieces of steel on the front end of that and make it nice and flat. That'd be good. And then they're pretty easy to install though. If you're doing the rest of the cage, you should be fine. How are you guys getting to and from the track?
So we have a couple. Well, I know we have at least one option. We have an enclosed trailer at my house here.
Big
Okay.
And then I don't know if we might have another one available to us.
Okay.
And I
Excellent.
just picked up a vehicle today that can tow. So
Nice. The M2?
yes, you know, it is way powerful.
Did you guys get your garage reserved yet?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Okay. That'd be good.
Did we get ours reserved?
No. They don't answer the phone.
Yeah, they have not been very good about that.
I
No.
need to do that, and I need to reserve for the camping spaces and
Mhm.
finalize what they want to do for campers and so on, and
Yeah.
get that done as well.
How about
Mhm.
this, Miss Audra? I will call and reserve your garage, and I will tell you when I get it. Or if you call, reserve us a garage. And tell us.
Absolutely.
And if-
Whoever gets to it first.
Exactly.
And if we get them side by side, we'll bring
the
all the
better.
tools and the tool cabinets and all the gear stuff that we need to keep your car running. Plus, we have
We're not bringing the parts though.
no. I'm talking about and we also have quick jacks we'll bring just in case. So you guys can piggyback off of our garage, so you guys don't have to really worry about that.
Be amazing.
Nice.
It'll be
We
fun.
really appreciate that.
That's not a problem. First race is stressful. So
As it is.
Yeah.
But what I do recommend you guys doing is definitely getting a whiteboard or two, because you're going or three, because it'll keep track of you setting up times that people have to be in your car. And it will set up time. It'll also be able to, this is stuff we need to check. And you can make a note of it. or parts that you need a part run on. It's just something that's in everybody's face that you can see and everybody knows where they're at. Plus, you get on your thread on your iPhone. So in case somebody goes a wandering, you can reach out to them really quick. But the whiteboards we've found to be invaluable at the track.
Yeah. I'll probably end up making you guys one just because.
Yeah.
I will.
And it also lets you know, if somebody's in the car, somebody has to take another job. So it lets those person and gas cans. It lets people know who has to be the person in charge of gas.
Are you guys going to be looking to have a radio for the event?
Yeah, Greg and I are working on a communication system.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Always good. If not, another whiteboard or something.
Well, we definitely want to have communications throughout, but definitely in the car.
Okay. Are you going to be trying any telemetry, or are you just going to go with it?
I'm not worried about that right now.
No,
I have it, so we should toss it in, and whether or not we really are reviewing it, at the time, we can have it for later.
It's on the nice to have list, and I wouldn't use anything more than like an Apex Pro for what you guys are doing.
The last thing you want to do is take your eyes off the road and focus on telemetry. One thing I recommend not doing is putting a clock in your car.
Lap timer.
A lap timer. Do not put one of those in, because sometimes people end up focusing on lap times and they forget how to race the car. And
that's a good point. We need a clock in the car.
I've got one for you.
Is that on your list?
I've got a list of stuff for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it would be cool if the clock that's in the car might work.
No.
Yeah, so at least you'll know what time to come in. So that's pretty important.
I've got a care package already being developed for you guys. So
yeah,
it's going to be like your first racetrack. Here you go.
Yeah. Now, when we do go ahead and do this, since we are going to be doing a paddock share, I'm assuming, we'll get together, and about 2 weeks out, we'll discuss meal preps, and the only thing we'll do is it'll do more like a meal share, and crock pots are your friends and crock pot liners are your saviors. So it makes thermoses, water coolers. We can bring those, and they can, piggyback in off of that. The only thing is probably just like, you'll be covering who covers breakfast, who covers lunch, or sometimes says, listen, I'm going to cover breakfast for the entire weekend. It could be a casserole or whatever. Or pre-planned meals, as Audra knows, that are brought and thrown into a crock pot in the morning, and by lunch you have something that's nice and snacks for the day. So that happens about 2 weeks out, and usually it's 3 breakfast, 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches,
you got
1 dinner.
Breakfast. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but Saturday ends up usually being a huge potluck at the track. So that would just be somebody just bringing like a massive, I usually just pack like a massive salad and put it out. But
I think Lisa and I will coordinate and figure that out.
Yeah,
we have a pretty good idea from, being privileged to your hospitality. So we have
with us a couple of times.
Yeah,
couple of 2, 5, 10 times. Yep.
You will be amazed at how much you need to eat, though. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. And of course, when you're at the races, it's just, I'm sure you know at autocross too, you just drink. You have to drink. You'll forget how much
water.
And if you're not careful, we usually bring the 5-gallon coolers, one with Gatorade and one with water. So we'll plan that out.
I'm like putting them on the list. I'm like, oh yeah, we need that too.
Yeah.
I have your list. I got you.
And then just try to see if you can get whatever your sleeping arrangements are going to be. You should probably start that early. You don't want to wait till last minute, especially for Jersey, since it's the spring going into summer.
Are you doing Thompson as well?
That's the plan. New Jersey, Thompson, and New Hampshire.
Ooh,
look at you. New Hampshire's crazy. That's the other crazy one.
Well, Max said he wouldn't do any of this without it, so.
That's fine.
And Bill was like, "We're doing Thompson, and I don't care what."
Good.
Okay.
That is the Halloween one. So it's going to be a Halloween party at the same time.
And Lisa and I are trying to figure out how we can do the rally before that.
Oh, it's easy. No, that's easy. We got you covered on that. Vicky will be there.
That was so much fun. Rally was crazy.
That was hilarious.
All right. Before we go to the fun stuff, anything that we didn't cover that you guys have questions about? This is not your last chance. You can call us anytime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we will. You'll
Okay.
be sick of us.
That's fine. Not a problem. All right, Miss Vicky, it's time.
Oh. All right. Since we have basically two new guys, we're going to do just a few Fast and Furious questions because Max is new and Bill is new. And they're
Lisa
just
hasn't been fully subjected to this yet. So.
Well, we're going to drag Lisa in anyway.
Exactly.
Of course. Audra might take a little bit of a backseat to this one.
I'm off the hook.
Yeah, this time
we've got
she
some
is.
new ones, so Audra, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, just to get to know you better. So I'm going to start off with Bill with his first question. Bill, what was your first car and what was your worst car you've ever had?
Plymouth Barracuda convertible with 283 in it.
Okay.
Wow. And worse, probably AMC Hornet.
Okay. How about you, Max?
First car that I had that was like fully mine was a 2000 Camry with a manual transmission, and
Nice.
and the worst, I don't know. I've had a lot of cars that haven't been good. One that stands out, I think it was an 03 BMW 3 Series that I bought with a bad transmission, and I put a transmission in it, and I bought it for really cheap and I wanted to sell it, but that didn't work out. And I ended up, I don't even know. I think I might have broke even. It was just horrible. And it was just, I guess that was probably the worst car. It just,
Is that still in your lot?
no. Thanks. Oh, good. Yeah, right.
And Max, is that why you became a mechanic?
What?
Is that how you became a mechanic?
No, it's not how I became a mechanic, but it's all sort of related, I guess.
So let's. I've got two comments here. So you've already bought a BMW that was broken, and
Yes.
it's the worst car you've ever had. And you bought what for your race car?
So it was like the worst. Like the car was the worst because my attitude going into it maybe wasn't good, because I was like, oh, I'll sell this. I'll be able to make some money. And that's
Okay.
not as easy as it seems, because it works sometimes and it doesn't other times.
Mhm.
Okay. So I've got a
Old
goal
BMWs
for you.
are great. I mean, I'll stand by it.
Okay. All right. So here's the goal for you, Max. I've got your goal for your first year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
A
What's my
year
goal?
from now, we're going to have you on, and we're going to say, what is the worst car you've ever had? And the goal is not to answer the race car.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
think that'll happen.
Okay. All right. That's the goal. We now have a team goal. Very good. Okay.
How about you, Lisa?
God, my first car I think was a Chevy Celebrity. I don't know if I've had enough cars to have a really bad one so far.
You had a
I've
Chevy
just gotten
Celebrity.
into this addiction just started a few years ago, so give me some time.
Well, your goal remains the same as Max's. Then you can't come back next year and say that the worst car I've ever had is that 5 Series BMW race car. Okay. All right. Very well. All right. So, let's see. Which one's fun for you guys? What would be your dream car to race on a track, and at what track? What do you think, Bill?
Right now, I'm not real thrilled about racing on tracks for real with an actual car.
Okay.
I like the low budget, sort of no financial risk situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably already have a decent car for the track. I just don't want to bring it to the track.
Okay, very well. Miss
See,
Lisa?
You're on the right thought process there, Bill.
Yes. Yes. That's all right. Miss Lisa, what do you think?
I kind of wish I still had my old Miata because that would have been a lot of fun out on the track.
That would be.
I mean, the only one I've really done a lot of or significant amount of time on was Thompson. So Thompson was just easy, fun.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I sure once I see some other tracks, New Jersey's good. I like New Jersey. But
This is
I don't
this
have
is going to be a different one, though.
Yeah, I don't have like a dream.
Okay. All right. This is the other New Jersey track, so it's not the one you're used to.
Yeah, we came down when we came down for an HPDE last year.
Oh, we did do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually that one was pretty fun, the octopus and everything.
Okay. All right. Very well. It's supposed to be repaid, so hopefully that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Max, what about you?
So a specific car, I don't really know, but probably like the Boxster Cayman platform, something in that vein. And then actual track, I don't know. I mean, I've only driven at Palmer, so I don't know.
Okay. Something to look forward to.
Palmer.
Palmer right now. All right. Miss Audrey, you have one?
Track?
Track or
Maybe
car?
VRR or Tremblant would be fun to do.
That would be
I
fun.
haven't done either one of those.
Which car would
And
you want to do?
I'll take any car that somebody wants me to hand the keys to me on.
All right.
So that's
That is spoken very wisely.
That's a good call.
So, one of my favorite questions is that I'm going to give some of you guys a few moments to think about it. What is the one thing that no one knows about you that would surprise them? Do you have any like hidden hobbies or interests, or you're like a secret gamer or something like that?
She's looking for somebody to play video games with. I think that's the whole reason
Stop.
she likes this question.
How about Lisa?
I don't think I have anything that exciting. Usually when people ask that, because you go around the room at work when there's a new person, and usually I tell them that I play with silly cars on the weekends. That's my fun silly thing. So I don't know what to give you guys for an audience. I don't have anything too exciting for you.
Oh, that's fine.
How about you, Max?
So be something that happened to us, or something that, like, it has to be a hobby, or what?
Whatever. It's your podcast.
Whatever.
Okay. I almost got arrested once.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So I was swinging on a swing set in LA, and like these cops came up to me and they told me that I was like suspected of being a burglar, and I guess I was kind of a smart ass, and I was like, yeah, so I'm going around ripping people off and stealing TVs and stereos or whatever, and then I come to the park and swing, and they didn't really like that, so then they grabbed me, and they're like, stop resisting, but and I don't know, eventually it got straightened out, but nothing happened, but it was pretty wild.
Oh, there's a T-shirt in there for the swinging burglar. I'm just saying, guys.
I mean, it was ridiculous. It's like, all these stolen all these stolen goods I have, but there's swings.
I'm just saying, there's steaming opportunities abounding here. Just saying.
So you're a smart ass.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they thought so.
Okay. All right. Very well. What about you, Bill?
Long time ago, I used to fly a hang glider.
Very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Then we had kids.
Yeah.
I get that.
That happens.
Yeah.
Audra, do you have one?
nope. What you see is what you get.
I remember this one time. It was shortly after leaving skid marks at our hangar, where you dressed like a witch around all of New England. I believe there was one of those.
I may have done a reprisal of that role recently, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's a secret passion of mine, is to dress like witches.
Okay.
More theme opportunities.
Way too easy for jokes. Okay. All right. So Jennifer's not here.
No.
But her favorite question, the one that nobody ever gets to escape without knowing at least one time, and I know Audra's answer because she has a podcast and they did this already, but I'm going to ask you again anyway, Audra. What is your favorite car movie or car from a movie of all time? TV shows count too. Miss Audra, yours is easy. You told me
There's
many
a
times.
whole episode of Shifting Points where you can hear
I
me
know.
swear a lot about
I
car
know.
movies.
You do?
I'm referring back to that.
You're referring back? All right. You're going to let our audience in on that just in case they miss some of your eloquence?
This is a clean podcast, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Well, it's easier to edit when it is. How about that?
You might want to move on to everyone else on that one, Bill.
Very, very well. I think I'm safest to go to Max here. Maybe I don't know.
I guess I'll go with Christine.
Ah,
The
okay.
car that fixes itself. I mean, the fact of killing people, whatever about that. Just forget about that. The fact that it fixes itself is pretty cool.
All right, so we've got two themes now.
Wait a minute. He's a mechanic and he likes a movie about a car that fixes itself.
Right?
And kills people.
Well, yeah, just forget about that part, though. Just ignore that. Focus on the self-fixing car.
I'm thinking we're discovering themes aplenty for this team during this podcast. Just saying. All right, I think Lisa's broken right now, so we're going to have to go to Bill. Bill, favorite car movie, car from a movie?
I don't think I have a favorite car movie.
Bill, what's up with you? You got nothing. No goals. Bill, you're retired. You're supposed to be all over this stuff.
Exactly. I got to get my act together.
I know. You come hang at the track with us. You'll learn all the bad habits. All of them. Very well. All right, Miss Lisa.
So I don't think I have a favorite so far, but I've heard recently about, and Max, you can remind me what the name of this was. There's a movie with a truck that chases people.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. I have to see this. I've heard about it. I need to
Okay.
see this.
Okay. It's good movie. It's a little dated, so it's a little slow. That's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah.
Miss Vicky, you got one more?
I do. All right. For the rest of your life, if you could only daily drive and race cars from one decade from the past, what decade would you choose, Bill?
Do they stay working?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Apparently, they fix themselves if they're part of Max's plan. But
I kind of like my 80s cars.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, very well. What do you think?
How about Max?
I'll go 2000 to 2010.
Mm-hmm. You just want your BMW that you bought to work. I see what's going on. Okay.
Well, no, that wagon is that wagon is. It was a bad car.
Okay.
But it's not the car's fault. It was the people who owned it before.
Okay.
Like the 25 people before.
26 owner BMW. I know what I've got. Okay. Miss Lisa.
Sorry, I just completely blanked on the question. I'm so sorry. I had the answer.
It's what if you could drive or race a car from one decade in the past?
That's why I lost track of it. Same as Max, the 2000 to 2010.
Okay.
Okay. Miss Audrey, you didn't get to play so much, so we're going to ask you one of our new questions tonight to end our day.
Uh-oh.
So, what is your race car number and why? And also, do your cars have names?
My cars have names. So the blue car is the blue car.
Wow. That's
But the one I just picked up, I've been calling it Brutus because it's such a big brute of a thing.
Uh-huh.
And my race number is 38.
Okay.
And that's because how old I was when I started autocross.
Oh,
wow. That's
so
very
last
The
year.
late bloomer.
Last year?
Ah.
Okay.
Last year, yeah, I've been doing it for 1 year.
1 year.
If you could edit out in the beginning how many years it's been, that'd be great.
No problem. No problem. Everybody always says they're so old when they start, and they're like, I'm 27. And I'm sitting there going, I was 50. Stop. Anyway, very well. Miss Lisa, do you have car names or race car numbers yet?
So my number is 23, and it's a number that I've always liked. But then the Porsche Pink Pig livery became my cooler livery, and it had the big 23 on it. And I said, oh, this is meant to be. my Miata was Daisy. That was actually named by Miss Elizabeth, who you guys know. And the current car is Violet. And BMW I had last year, it was Bam Bam. So yes, I named my cars.
Very nice, very nice. I'm kind of scared to ask Max. I'm going to ask Bill first.
So my race number is 61.
Okay.
And it comes from when I registered my 944. I went to the DMV, and the woman there went out and back and got me a plate. This 61 YP61. So
61 YB61.
Yeah. So my plate has the same number as my car does.
Nice. Awesome. Do your cars have names, sir?
No.
Okay. I kind of was
Kind of guessed
speculating that was the answer there. Yeah. Yeah. All right. The one that scares me now, Max.
So autocross number 928. So I have 2.5 928s, and no one had taken the number in like the PCA autocross club, so I took it.
There's a reason.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
There's a reason no one had it.
I'm just making fun of that.
Yeah.
Okay. How about names? You're a car namer?
Yeah, but they're not like names. Well, I guess they are names in a way, but it's usually like a description, maybe, or of some like identifying problem that the car may have had at one point or has now, or possibly related to the previous owner. Like, say the previous owner was Skip. That's one car. So it's always called Skip's car, even though it's my car. It's still called Skip's car. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Or like the windmill car, because like the fan clutch was stuck on and it sounded like a windmill, and it just became the windmill car. You know, that kind of thing.
I got you.
But not like Fred.
Okay, no Fred. Okay, so we're gonna lend you one of our tips for getting along as a team in a garage, right? When the tool disappears, or there's a missing glove, or
we did this in our hangar.
That's right. Or the part that you just had in your hand and put down without looking away right in front of you is no longer there. Miss Vicky?
All right, so we have created a garage gremlin, and we call him Frickin' Rick, but it's not frickin'.
He's not frickin'.
So anytime it's missing, it's just like Rick. So Rick has taken it. So now we have a box when we find things that's missing, not find things, but when things are missing, like I have a glove that's missing or something like that, it's just thrown into a box. It just says Frickin' Rick until the other part comes to be found. Yeah.
It keeps the team much happier because it's not Audra's fault, or it's not Max's fault. It's Rick.
It's Frickin' Rick.
Rick sucks. That's all I'm saying. Rick.
Right.
So
we don't know what happened.
What if some dude named Rick like ends up on your team?
We'll come up with some other name, but right now it's Rick.
Well, and if we decide to blame it on Rick, can we come over to your paddock and be like, where's the stuff that Frickin' Rick took? Because Frickin' Rick belongs to you.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, pretty much. So there's the bucket of all the stuff that we have half of because Frickin' Rick took the other half.
That's right. it's like socks in a dryer. Your work gloves gone, and nothing gets put away because it's Rick's fault.
Yeah. Things get lost in the garage. It's Rick's fault.
That's right. Indeed.
It eases the stress.
It does. It does. And it's entertaining.
I just blame everything on Max, and I'm going to continue with that.
Okay.
Sorry, Max.
Max is your garage gremlin.
That's 3 themes for those keeping score at home. 3 themes we've come up with during this podcast. Just saying. Just saying. Well, ladies, welcome to the official Lemons Party fans. Now you have your own little team, and Bill and Max, can't wait to meet you in person. Hopefully you're taller than this, because right now you're about this tall. And can't wait to help any way we can. Audra, feel free to share phone numbers if you need anything. Organization.
Don't hesitate. Serious.
If you guys anything at all, just contact me. If you need anything mechanical, you feel free to contact me, and I'll get Vicky to answer you.
Oh, we truly appreciate that. I'm sure we're going to have loads and loads of questions.
Yeah, we'll walk you through like your weekend and, help you fill in and organize and structure. Because
Exactly.
part of it is if you have your team structure down, the rest starts to fall in a lot more easily.
For sure. Awesome. Welcome to the family. I'm looking forward to New Jersey more than ever now. So good luck to you guys. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Got some themes, got some ideas. You've got Max, a source of endless ideas. So you'll be fine.
Yep.
And Billy's quiet, but it's all there.
I think
Yeah.
he's one of those. He's too quiet.
You'll have plenty of assistance, at the garages, Max. So if you end up in a bind, you're not alone.
Nope.
Thanks.
Everybody else is too.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'll have everything labeled.
Absolutely.
That's serious. If you can label your containers, makes everything so much easier.
It does. Tips and tricks. We've got tons. Lisa, you and I were going to bond. Got this covered.
Yep.
Can't wait to see this car. Keep sending pictures. We'll get this thing out. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.